Yo, what's up, world? How you guys doing out there? I know,
Yes, sir.
I know we
E.
popping up on y'all. We like, we're kind of like hip hop today, where drops happen at any moment and it shakes up the world. That's exactly what happens here with the Misfits, to where you don't know when you're gonna see us, but when you see us, just know you're ready for a classic podcast episode. Mykell Mathieu here, of course, with my guy, one half of the greatest tag team in sports. They call us the Key and Peele of the sports skit game so far. So we doing some good things. But Elam, how you doing, brother?
Yo, what's up? What's up, world? You know who it is. It's your guy, E. Lamb. You are now tuned in to the tightest tag team tandem this side of the galaxy. Welcome to the Misfits, where we encourage you not to fit in, but find a way to stand out. And today, we got another Misfit-esque show lined up. Uh, Stay tuned. This is the place that you're going to want to be. And like I keep saying, this is like finding Google on the ground floor. And the more
That
you
part.
rock with us, the more we rock with you. Guaranteed.
Hey, you gotta love it. But we got a lot of talk going on. Okay, of course, LA sports talk. We're gonna tap in to that. The slap heard around the world. What is going on with Giannis, man? That guy is going through some things, man. It's crazy. But of course, we got college football on the way. We're gonna chime in with that. And Denzel Washington. I'm curious to hear what Elam's top 5 Denzel Washington movies are, because he got some heat that's coming out, a new film shot by Spike Lee. So I can't wait for that. But let's figure out what E's top 5 is tonight. But let's start off in LA, where we are both located, where we have to talk the Los Doyers picking up the sweep
Doyers.
of the San Diego Padres, 8-2 this season against the Padres. They went from out of first place to snatching that thing right back. So shout out to the Dodgers taking care of business. They kind of remind me of a certain team that's a part of LA's lore. But I'll let you tackle it first, Elan. What's your thoughts after seeing this sweep for the Dodgers?
You know what? I think the Dodgers have been taking time off since like June. They're just trying to get healthy, get right, get in the full swing of things, get hot at the right time. The
Mhm.
playoffs rarely is about which team has the best record, it's which team is playing the best baseball, which team is
Mhm.
healthiest, which pitching staff is the most robust. And right
Yep.
now, in the NFC West, I mean NFC West, the NL
And
West. I'm thinking football.
yeah.
In the NL West, the Dodgers, they're the creme de la creme. We
Yeah.
we we took a little step back, last week playing Orange County's team, but San Diego, they came in on their high horse, and that's the thing I love about Padre fans. They always chirping. But guess
Oh,
what?
they bumping.
We sent them back down
Four or
to San
five.
Diego with nothing to say. Absolutely nothing. So we're right back where we're supposed to be, which is top of the NOS.
Hey, what we learned clearly from that series is that San Diego is no Orange County, baby, because it's different type of baseball played against the Dodgers from that team in Orange County. But for me, it was just the Dodgers doing what the Dodgers do. Elam, you know what this team reminds me of? They
What,
remind me
man?
of the '01 Lakers, Shaq and Kobe, right?
Mm,
Like that
okay.
team had just won a championship. Coming into the year, people like, hey, can they possibly win 72 games? And it didn't go that way. Like they were kind of coasting. They're like, we got the best players, we got the best coach, we know how to win, and they just found a way to make it happen. And once the playoffs came, where everybody's like, they're not the top seed, they're not the best team, the Spurs should win. What happened? The Lakers turned it on, going 15-1 and winning another championship. I think it's the same thing for this Dodger team. I just think that they're kind of like, we know that we can turn it on like no other. So let's just
Nah,
try
you
to
can't.
make
Not in
sure we're
baseball.
healthy.
Not in baseball. You cannot do that in baseball because I've
That's what
seen
they're
like
doing.
No, they're starting to get hot. They're starting to heat up, and it's the right time. August, September, going into October. That's when you want to be playing your best baseball. I
Yep.
want to just got 6 dudes returned off the injured list. So we're trending in the right direction. We just
Hmm.
gave a two-piece to the Colorado Rockies. Um, we're coming. We're gunning. Milwaukee. Listen to me. Slap you. We about to slap you.
Yeah, the Dodgers, they won 4 of their last 5. Like you said, pick up that win against the Rockies. But you got to take care of business, especially when you go against a divisional foe. They're 2 games in first place right now in the NL West, not the NFC West. You don't got to worry about first place for your
Shut up.
team on that side. But I was really excited about seeing the Mookie moment. The game winning homer for Mookie. We know what type of season that he has been having. To see him have that moment against the rival Padres was just huge. And I think it can be one of those moments that sparks him to great play to finish this season here. And the Dodgers really need it because when Mookie is going and Shohei does what he does and Freddie Freeman is doing what they're doing, they have 3 of not only the best
You
hitters, but
forgetting Will Smith? You
no, Will
forgetting Will
Smith.
Smith?
But I'm just
Yeah.
saying that those 3 guys, it gives you the 3 best players in the NL on one team, and like you need Mookie going. So it was great to see that because it was such a game changer for them to pick up that sweep.
Man, listen to me. Once I kept saying it. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. At the beginning of this month, I started to get a little concerned that Mookie wasn't really hitting. Mookie wasn't looking like himself.
Yeah,
That hit is going to catapult him. It already has paid dividends in this series against Colorado.
yeah.
Continue to watch Mookie Betts feel more like himself, settle in. And just like you said, if Mookie gets going, when Mookie gets going, that 1, 2, 3 tandem, good luck. Because now you got to deal with Will Smith. You got to deal with Teoscar. You got to deal with Andy Pages. You got to deal with, not necessarily Miggy Rojas, but we have other players 7, 8, 9 that are still a threat to get a base hit and to
Yep.
drive those guys in. Today, I want to say it was like the 4th inning. Uh, we pretty much went through the entire lineup in 1 inning. Once
Mm-hmm.
that starts happening, and it's an avalanche of runs, a cascade of runs, you're not going to keep up. You're not going to keep up. So, I kind of want to rest the bullpen a little bit to
Okay.
shore up the arms. I want to get the bats hot, and I think Mookie Betts is leading the way. I
Yeah,
almost said
and
Mookie Blaylock.
yeah, that's a throwback. A lot of y'all youngsters don't know who that hooper is, Mookie Blaylock. But let's see if they can do it again this weekend. This Sunday. Maybe we may sound a little different. They face off this time in San Diego. Matchups Friday,
Easy money,
Saturday,
easy
and
money. That's
Sunday.
Dodger
Let's
Stadium
see.
South.
Hey, hey, what's crazy if they can pick up another sweep or at least win 2 of those 3
Two.
games, I think it will put them in a good place to secure that division. So shout out to the Dodgers doing what they're supposed to do, picking up these dubs. But it got me thinking, you know what I'm saying? We go back and forth with the little playful
You think?
banter with
You
the
think?
of course, I think brilliantly as well. But
Okay. Okay.
we think about, we go back and forth with the banter with the Angels and Dodgers after Angels took care of business. Of course, we know the beef between San Diego and LA when it comes to their baseball teams. So I'm like, what if baseball switches things up, right? You have the A's, they're going to be moving to Vegas. They're,
Mm-hmm.
the league is the MLB is at 30 teams that they want to get to 32 like the NFL. The same thing the NBA is trying to do. What if you make baseball more regional to make the rivalries hit that much more? So imagine if, maybe you move the Dodgers to the AL West or the Angels across to, the Angels and the A's to the NL West, and you have the NL West become Dodgers, Padres, A's, Angels, Giants, to where you keep it, California, West Coast, and then you have like the East where the Mets can be in a division with the Yankees and the Phillies and things like that. Like, is there any time soon to have that conversation to keep these rivalries gold and make them even bigger than what they are? Can you imagine the Angels and Dodgers playing more than just 6 times and it actually become a divisional battle, and the Angels and Giants and things like that? Like, I think it's something to think about going forward.
Uh, Outside of Colorado and the douchebags out in Arizona, it wouldn't necessarily be a terrible idea, but I kind of like beating up on the douchebags and the Rockies. I call it extended practice, extended bullpen sessions. There's absolutely no way we can lose the rivalry, smacking up the midgets, the little people up in San Francisco, and I for sure don't want to lose the rivalry of the Friars down in San Diego. If the Angels want to come to our division, look, by all means, we're going to smack them too. You guys, like, it's a vacation for us when we play y'all. That's why you guys have been doing so well this year. But I guarantee you, if the stakes were higher, we show up. So it's not a terrible idea, but I don't want to lose, the continuity that already exists in our division.
Because you will still have those rivalries when those teams play each other and things like that. But just imagine if you have these regional divisions and fans are able. Imagine if the NLS or AOS, however they want to put it, is all of those California teams. That means every ballpark is driving distance. You know what I'm saying? To where you can say,
No,
"Hey,
not
I'm
necessarily.
gonna."
You can't necessarily drive. I mean, you can drive to the Bay, but you're not driving to the Bay for a baseball game.
Yeah, but you never know if it's a big one late season and you like, "Ooh, I got to get up there."
At
The
12 o'clock, you're
huh?
not driving up to
Not a
San
12
Francisco at
o'clock
12 o'clock.
game, but you might do Saturday night. Let's go up there and let's check out the Angels Giants. People do it for the Giants Dodgers. You know what I'm saying? Imagine the A's, they get to play against their former Bay Area foe. Imagine you could drive out to Vegas to watch the A's versus the Giants, and it's a divisional matchup because the divisions are kind of set up to what it used to be, a little bit, But I think giving baseball a different little twist might get more people even more excited because it's regional, baby.
Mykell, buddy, I gotta jump in here, man. You're thinking too short-sighted here. California, this works, and it works in the East Coast too with both New York teams, the Phillies and the
Yeah.
Red Sox.
Mhm.
Nowhere else in the country could pull this off, right? Texas, Houston, they have 2 teams. There's
driving, at
nothing
least.
else around them. So
Mm.
it gets regional, right? You'd have 2 really great powerhouse divisions that haul in TV ratings, and nobody else does, right? The PNW, they've only got 1 team. It's only the
You
Mariners.
you got Chicago. You got two in Chicago.
2 in
Okay, but
Chicago,
there's nothing
You
else.
got
The
St.
Brewers are
Louis.
kind of hit and miss, but they're all too far.
Detroit. But it's not all driving distance for everyone, but it just make the
But
sport a little more
think about which
regional.
teams bring in all the revenue. You're almost grouping them all together, right? Like you have big market, small market teams, and you're never going to have a
See, that's
national
why
TV
that's
deal
why he's the
for the
producer.
MLB.
That's why he's the
Hey,
producer.
the NBA does it, don't they? Don't the NBA kind
No,
of do that with
NBA
their?
doesn't. You got New Orleans
Look at the
playing in the West
Pacific
Conference.
Division. The
No, they're playing
Pacific
in the Western
Division.
Conference. They're an East Coast team playing in the Western Conference.
Of course, but look at the Pacific Division. It's Lakers, Clippers, Golden State, Sacramento. Who's the other team? Is that the Pacific Division? I'm looking at it right now, but it's kind of set up that way. Like the Knicks. Let's
Brooklyn,
see division. Yeah, Knicks,
Boston.
Brooklyn. They're in the same, Atlantic Conference. Boston, New York, Toronto, Brooklyn, Philly. They're kind of all in the same area. Cleveland, Indiana, Milwaukee, Detroit, Chi-Town. That's kind of like, the Midwest. Then
Yeah,
you got the
but
Southeast.
baseball is more spread out. It's far more diverse. Like
Them, of
baseball
course,
is
had to
truly
figure it out.
It's I would love to see the Giants Angels play every year. That'd be awesome, right?
Yeah.
Like it would be beneficial for us. The money wouldn't work across the country, unfortunately. That's all it comes down to. All this stuff comes down to money, right? It's like, why is USC in the Big Ten right now? It's the same thing. I
So
hate it. I can't stand it, right?
the money
You
talk,
got to
because
follow
look
the
at,
money.
because like in the NBA, you have like Utah, Portland, Minnesota, Denver, Oklahoma City in one division. None of those teams are big areas for ratings and things like that. But if you're great, people are going to want to watch, But I was just thinking, like what that I heard someone talking about it on I think it was the MLB network, and I'm like, regional baseball would hit something different. But hey,
Big difference
what
though is
I
between
don't think it's
the NBA and
sustainable.
MLB
It's not
is there's a
sustainable.
nationalized deal for the MLB. For the NBA. The MLB has a lot of local deals, right? The way
okay.
these teams are paid structurally changes, and it sucks. It shouldn't be like that. That's why the Dodgers have a 10x revenue spread compared to the Padres. The
Okay.
Padres, only reason they're competitive right now is they sell so many seats. That's
Yeah.
it.
Well, you
And
gotta
then
have a winner.
and that's what the Angels of Anaheim are just terrified of losing
Los
their
Angeles.
LA TV deal because they make so much more money and they're not using the money, which blows. But they make so much more money off being in the LA market, not the Orange County market,
Of course.
that keeps them sustained. Like, that's all it ever comes down to is how to get the most money out of it. And for the MLB, the way it's structured, that's how it is, unfortunately. If they
So
don't nationalize, this would never ever work.
this is just an idea. So people out there, let us know if you're a baseball fan. What would you think about seeing some regional baseball? Because clearly we split. I think it would be something different and cool. My guy Eric believes that it's not sustainable, but hey, maybe baseball can do something new. They've been the same for 12 billion years, it feels like. But
No, they
we'll
haven't. They
see.
haven't been the same for 12 billion years.
We'll
It
see
just
what
switched
happens.
like 15 years ago.
Yeah, but I maybe I just got excited watching the Angels smack up the Dodgers. I'm like,
Yeah,
maybe if
that's your
they beat them,
championship, bro. That's
if
your
they play them
championship. Hang up
12
banner.
times and they go 12 and
Hang up
0,
banner.
it
Hang up
can get them
banner.
started.
Hang up banner.
But
Where are you guys going to be come playoff time? At home, at the house,
y'all better hope we don't suit up
watching
as none
us.
of these teams. If we
We
suit up
not
as
worried
any of the
about
teams,
y'all.
we sweeping y'all.
We
But
not
hey,
worried about y'all.
let's take it away from the baseball diamond. The NFL, we just had week 3, are they call it, or week 2?
Week
Because
2.
yeah, week 0 was the Hall of Fame game, but you had the Rams play against the Chargers. It was the Battle of LA, the preseason bowl, and the Rams took care of business, of course. But what was your thoughts of seeing these two teams play? For me, preseason just feels a little different. You don't really see the starters, and when they do play, it's just it's a little bit, so it don't really hit too hard. But a game had to be played. And your boy what is it? Quinton Johnson got smacked and it led to a concussion. But
Sent to the locker room.
yeah, what was your thoughts, man?
Man, you know what? I don't know how you could watch football and be like, it's nothing to be exciting about. Because in watching that, bro, it was Stetson Bennett. It was Stetson Bennett looking like Stetson Bennett in Georgia, bro. He was out there
Yeah,
slanging that thing. He had a 3 versus 1 fade and came out victorious. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And the craziest part was he had just threw a pick the possession before to a
Mm-hmm.
D lineman, tried to tackle him, got smacked. I thought he got concussed, came back after the Rams, were able to stop them and led them on a game-winning drive with 5 seconds left. Big throw on 4th down. Big
Mm-hmm.
throw to the end zone with 11 seconds left to True Edwards. True Edwards, another dude that was balling out. Like, there's so many dudes. My guy, Desjuan Johnson, I keep trying to tell you, like, the
Mm-hmm.
dude is, he was, his nickname was, he was the Aaron Donald of the MAC. I'm telling you, as the kid gets more time playing, he's going to make a name for himself. I saw it in the playoffs. I'm telling you, Desjuan Johnson is going to be his household name. You got cats like Xavier Smith who are getting
Yep.
ready to have who are getting ready to have a larger
Roll.
portion put on their plate. You know what I'm saying? And the kid could play. Like X can
Mm-hmm.
ball. He has the speed to take off the top of a defense. And all I keep saying this, man, and I'm gonna say it till I'm blue in the face. No pun intended. As long as the Rams have Matthew Stafford, this is a championship caliber team. I anticipate, barring no injuries, barring a healthy Matthew Stafford, it's not far fetched to think that the Rams are going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl this year at Levi Stadium.
No, I agree, man. I think that what I really liked is the run game has been getting active, and they've been able to get some chunk yardage there. Seeing Stetson Bennett was great to see. I don't think he's beating out Jimmy G, so I don't know what it really means for the Rams or even Bennett. But it was just still good to see him doing it, even though it was against the scrubs. You were able to see, the Chargers put their ones out there a little bit. I continue to have the questions with them on the outside at the cornerback and at the wide receiver position, especially with Quentin Johnston now dealing with a concussion. But it's just cool, to get the LA fans together as one, watching a game that doesn't mean anything at all, really, other than reps. Like, you're not winning the Super Bowl in August. Like, let's cut that out if you even think that. Like, that's just to get some reps, to see what players can fill out your roster. But it was just a cool experience. Week 3, it's Sean McVay. I don't really expect for him to go
It was
crazy with
Aubrey Pleasant. It wasn't Sean McVay. It was Aubrey Pleasant.
No, I'll be present. Yeah, but it's Sean McVay making the call on who's going to play and things like that. So you didn't see Stafford out there, but good news, Stafford is, in practice now, finally getting some reps in. To get ready to go for this regular season. It looks like he's going to be okay. So that is a plus, because all of this talk about Super Bowl, them being in Levi in February, they have no chance in hell if Matthew Stafford isn't the quarterback and playing healthy out there, because he is a big piece. Hell, he may be the best quarterback in the NFC from when you look at it, other than who's competing with him. Jalen Hurts and maybe Jalen Daniels, but he looks like the guy, so they need him healthy. But it was just good. No major injuries. Brennan Jackson emerged. I don't know if he's gonna make the squad, but he was able to pick up a couple sacks. And on the Chargers end, you get Amarion Hampton a couple carries. Lag gets out there, he looks solid. But like I said, it's the preseason. You can't really take too much from it, especially today. Back in the day, the week 3 games meant something. Now, like, they guys just like, let's just get through this and get ready for the real thing. So it's gonna be interesting. But
Man, to hear you say that it doesn't mean nothing for dudes that are literally on the cusp of changing their lives.
of
All
course,
some of these dudes need is an opportunity.
of
So
course,
even down to the end of the fourth quarter, I'm watching it, because to me there's something to glean. I'm looking for little gems, on both rosters. Like, ooh, if this dude gets cut, what are some of the needs of X team? Could this player, could Mykell go to Jacksonville and have an opportunity to stick, not only on the practice squad but on the 53 man. So there's a
okay,
lot to watch. There's a lot of intrigue for me, at least. I'm a football junkie. I'm
yeah,
looking at schemes, because now they're going to start, being a little more exotic. Not too much, but here and there, like in critical areas where they need to get a stop,
mm-hmm.
you're going to see them throw something exotic out there. So, those are the type of
Hey,
things that I like to watch.
maybe I'm just spoiled, with my team there in the Midwest. But as a journalist, I'm locked in because I want to see who are some guys that can fill out these rosters and help on special teams, and injuries occur who can help. But as a fan, I'm kind of like, nah, it's whatever. But
Yeah, like
shout out to our guy.
Jay Witt had a big game, game 2, game 3, and I was like, oh, Jordan Whittington making this team,
Oh,
and he
yeah,
did.
yeah. Hey, and shout out to our guy. Just to give your squad some love, Chase Lucas, the
Man,
DB, making
man,
plays out there for
hey,
San Fran.
sack
Like,
pick.
hey,
That's the
Stat,
second
yeah.
pick. You know what I'm saying, in two
Hey,
weeks,
shout out to our guy,
he
friend of the
making the team.
show, Chase Lucas, man.
That's
But
Lucas.
shout
Yeah.
out to our guy, Mr. Stats 562. He's tapping in with us. He said they're going to keep 3 quarterbacks because of Stafford's back. You have to. But I have an idea I want to throw out there to you, right? Because around the NFL with the Colts, they named a new quarterback, right? Daniel Jones is the guy that they named as their starting quarterback. So that leaves a top 5 pick sitting on the bench with his agent unsure about his role with that squad. Would it make sense at all to think a little bit towards the future? We know Sean McVay is a guru. Can he possibly go out and get Anthony Richardson to sit on the bench behind Matthew Stafford to build his quarterback of the future? What's your thoughts on this? Because people already are talking about it when it comes to Rams fans, because everybody will want a big, strong arm, athletic quarterback. But is this something that could be a true possibility? Do you think McVay will have his team make a move if he becomes available?
I know you're not talking about the same quarterback that took himself out of the game because he said he was tired. You talking about that quarterback? The quarterback
Hey,
who has consistently shown immaturity? We talking now, granted, look, I'm all for black quarterbacks in the league, but there comes a need for being able to lead men. If I'm in a
okay.
huddle and I see my quarterback taking himself out because he's tired, dog, we're all tired. We're trying to get down. The defense is tired. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the time where you got to go balls to the wall. And
Yeah.
even more than that, that's telling me a lot about your approach during the offseason. If you're tired, then your conditioning is not where it needs to be. And that's even more telling.
And I agree with some of that. Of course, that's alarming. But you got to remember, Anthony Richardson is only 23 years old. He's a guy who barely played in college and
And
still
that's a
was
problem.
able to get picked high. He didn't really get a chance to sit behind a true vet that has accolades, has a championship that he can sit behind and learn from. If he could somehow get to the Rams and really learn how to be a pro from a guy like Matthew Stafford, who will play with his back torn apart, maybe
No,
that will be the boost that's needed for them,
no.
because Matthew Stafford can't play forever. He's one big hit away in his back to maybe
You
this
looking
being
at
his
the wrong
last season.
quarterback. You're looking at the wrong quarterback. If any quarterback, second string, third string, emergency quarterback that's going to be available that the Rams should take or could take, it's
Oh, don't
Shador
say it.
Sanders.
Oh
It's
my
Shador
God.
Sanders. He's a
Nah.
pocket quarterback. He knows how to manipulate the pocket. He's extremely accurate. He processes well. And the dude is a leader. He freaking
But
he quadrupled the
but
wins in Colorado his first year. What are we talking
But
about here?
Shador Sanders brings too much fanfare and baggage to
Who
have him sitting
cares?
on
Who
sitting
cares?
on the bench like that. It's the same reason why Tim Tebow couldn't be a backup. The same reason why you couldn't have
No, it's
Cam
not the same
Newton
reason. Tim
as a
Tebow couldn't throw the
backup.
ball.
Yeah, but the same reason why a guy like Kaepernick couldn't be your backup, because it's like too
Okay,
many people are going to be focused
I'm
on
I'm
that
I'm glad
guy,
you I'm glad
where
you brought
we
up
need
Colin
to talk
Kaepernick.
about our starter. So
I'm
I'm
glad you
I'm
brought up
not a
Colin
fan of that.
Kaepernick. I'm glad you brought up Colin Kaepernick because Colin Kaepernick was a Super Bowl caliber quarterback who,
Yes.
at the encouragement of a Green Beret, right, who said,
Yeah.
"Hey, take a knee because this is the way that we honor our fallen comrades." And as a combat infantryman, not just a
Mhm.
combat veteran, a combat infantryman, that's how you acknowledge a fallen comrade. You take a knee. So he was
Yeah.
listening to a Green Beret trying to show respect, the utmost respect for this country. The narrative got hijacked. It wasn't like Colin Kaepernick was playing on a winning team. He's throwing the freaking dudes who are playing in the XFL the next year. Like
No,
Quentin
true, but
Patton, come on,
you
man.
couldn't have
Quentin
him
Patton
as
was
a.
his wide receiver.
I think teams would have been willing to take a chance with his talent and skills, but it's just the name, the attention as a backup that he brought was too big for you to have as a backup. And it'd be the same thing for Shador.
You you you
Imagine
know you
Matthew. Imagine Matthew Stafford having a bad game and he throws 3 interceptions,
Not
and
at
you
all.
got hey, we've been to games when Bronny was at USC averaging 4 points, and people said,
That's
put
Bronny
Bronny in
James. Come
the
on,
game.
you comparing, you not even comparing fruit. You know what I'm saying? You comparing apples to freaking uh uh
Hey,
uh
I'm
cabbage. You
just
know what I'm saying? It's
saying
not the
that
same
that's why
thing.
you can't have Shador as a backup because it
No,
just brings
I'm
too
gonna
much
tell you why you're
attention.
wrong. Who in 1988, who was the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers?
Was it Super Joe? Joe Montana?
Okay. In 1990, who was the starting quarterback for the 49ers?
Steve Young?
No,
It
it was
was
Joe
Joe?
Montana. Yeah.
Okay. I don't
I
know.
want to
I
say
don't
Joe
know.
Montana got knocked out of a game, right? In
Yeah.
1991, he got concussed. Who was the backup?
Oh, of course. Steve came and did his part, but Jimmy G's the
Okay,
backup.
you can never have too many starting caliber quarterbacks on your team,
Yeah.
especially ones that are capable of winning.
Anthony Richardson is a starting caliber type quarterback. I just think that he
He's
needs to
not
sit
a winner.
behind some
He's
vets.
not a winner. He's not a winner.
Bro, I know you are not calling Shador a winner who won 7 games for a college team, and that's your
Did
peak of
he
winning.
have an
He, did,
offensive line?
he didn't
Look,
even win with
see,
Jackson State.
this. He didn't win at Jackson State. What are you
He didn't
talking
win a
about?
championship. He didn't
He
win no
didn't
championship.
because Dion
They
got out
lost.
coach. Dion got
I
out coach.
Hey, your quarterback is the guy you supposed to make something happen. But we could talk about that. But I just think it's an idea that we might be hearing a little more if Anthony
Anthony
Richardson
Richardson is not coming to LA,
is
bro.
made
I, I'm
available.
I'm killing that right
Um,
now.
but
I'll call
we'll
Les
see.
Snead. I'll call Les Snead.
You a black, hey, dude got physical talent. Just can he put it all together? But we'll
You
see
can't read the
there.
defense.
But let's take it away from the NFL and the Rams and a little bit of the Chargers. And let's talk about the W, man. The Los Angeles Sparks are, they're kind of making some noise, right? They split this weekend. I hated that they let that one against Washington get away, but it's okay. They're only a half game out of the 8th spot behind Seattle. They're a game behind the 7th spot, and they're going to have some big time games this week. Mr. Stats, I appreciate you, but Daniel Jones is a bum. I don't want to hear
Danny
anything
Dimes.
about
Danny Dimes is more like Danny Five Pennies, man.
Danny Five Pennies. I don't want to hear about him. But let's talk about these Sparks because they're clawing their way into a chance to really make it. You said you jumped on the bandwagon. What can
Toxic
they do?
positivity.
Yeah, toxic positivity. Shout out to DJ. But what can they do, man? Is this a true possibility that they can get
It's not a
into the
pipe dream.
playoffs?
It's
Okay.
going from a pipe dream to it's possible. Anything is possible.
Okay.
Shout out to the little black kid from Angels in the Outfield. Hey, it can happen. Um,
Yeah.
it's not out the realm of possibilities, but again, their Achilles heel is defense. They do not communicate on
Defense.
defense. The Sparks are in desperate need of a transformative defensive coach, right? Not
Yeah.
necessarily to replace Lynn Roberts, but Lynn needs somebody who is going
Defensive
to
coordinator,
come
pretty
in,
much.
yeah, a D coordinator who's going
Yeah.
to come in and transform the defensive culture, the defensive mindset of the team. They don't rebound well as a team. They
Yeah.
don't defend the three well as a team. And until those two things improve, something that is more mentality and desire than anything else, rebounding and playing defense is all
Yeah.
about heart.
Effort.
It's all about
Yeah.
desire.
Facts.
Um, like
Yeah.
Reagan has to like really assess and not necessarily overhaul this team, but she's got to tweak some things to get some hungrier players in here because a lot of times I feel as though the Sparks they come out very passive, very laissez-faire, and until things get dire, they don't play with a sense of urgency. When they play with a sense of urgency and they attack the boards and they're communicated on defense, the Sparks look
Mm-hmm.
like a competitor. We've seen them go into New York to beat the Liberty. We've seen them beat the Storm. We've seen them beat some of the top teams in the W. But it's games like Sunday where I'm like, dog, y'all need to
Yeah.
show up
Like,
early.
man, Bart Scott said it many years ago. They couldn't stop a nosebleed. And that's what it looked like. Like when you were waiting for that run where you knew it needed to be stops made against the Mystics, they could not get those stops. And like you said, man, it just comes down to the five on the court locking in and say, hey, we need to stay in front. We need to communicate and we need to play like mad women out here on this end of the floor. Offensively, we're straight. We can score 85 plus, it seems like, on anybody except for the Valkyries. The Valkyries seem to play great defense against them. But against everybody else, it's 85 plus, 90 plus, and they find ways to win or keep it super, super tight. But whenever teams can score against them, crazy, huh? But whenever teams that can match them offensively, man, they can struggle because if it just they can miss some shots at one point, and it comes back to bite them. So it's going to come down to the leaders of this team: De'Erica Hamby, Kelsey Plum, Azare Stevens, to say, hey, we need to lock in defensively. I know that we don't have the greatest of talent defensively at guards, but we need to just play with a little more effort, have active hands. Rakia, you got to defend. Because off the bench, Ray Burrell and Cameron Brink, they bring them some good defense, but then they kind of take a little hint offensively, especially when Cameron Brink isn't making shots and you have Azare or De'Erica off the floor. But I'm very confident in like this team. They just have to finish. They have 10 games remaining. If
It's
they
gonna
can
come
go
down to that last
6-4,
game, dude. It's gonna come down to that last game. On your shows, LA Sparks Weekly, I said the magic number for the Sparks was 7 games. They had to win
okay,
7 of these last 11. As of right now, they 0-1.
yeah. So they
So
gotta
they got
figure
Dallas.
something out.
Now listen, Paige is gonna be looking for some get back down to Dallas. She
Yeah,
came in here, gave them a 30 piece and lost by 1 with no
yeah.
Enrique. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
expecting more of the same going into Dallas. Paige is going to try to get it back in blood, so they can ill afford a drop in another game that they should win in Dallas.
No, it's at home. So we're gonna be there tomorrow in the
Oh,
building.
okay, yeah. My bad,
Yeah,
my bad.
so we're gonna be in there in the building. But yeah, that like the games I feel that they have to win. You have to beat Dallas. You have to beat Indiana, who's in front of you. You have to beat Washington at home, and then you got to somehow steal that one and beating Seattle again, which they've been able to kind of handle them. If they can win those games for sure, then they got Dallas again. So you want to try to get both of those versus Dallas. Like you
It's
said,
nothing for
it could.
sure in the W though.
No, yeah, nothing at all. But if they could take care of the 2 Dallas games, Seattle, Washington, Indiana, that would be what, 2, 3, 4. That'll be 5 wins right there. Then they have 5 games left. If they can just win one of those 5, I think that can help them because they will have some tiebreakers against the teams in front of them or right behind them, and it will help them. But if they lose any of those games, they're going to have to win at least 7 games to get into the playoffs. But it's going to come down to them, damn near playing flawless, the big 4, which is Rakia, Azare, De'Erica, KP. The last game, Azare only had like 6 points. Like, she can't have that because if they're not going to get the stops needed, they're going to have to make sure that they're scoring. So we're going to see a big one Wednesday. What's great for them, they get a week off. They play Wednesday. They don't play again until the 26th. So they get some rest. They can get some practice in to hopefully work on some defensive schemes. Hell, I haven't seen a zone yet. Let me see you throw a zone, exotic. Hey, take it back to the high school days. Let me see a 2-2-1 type full court press just to throw
let me
off
see. Let me see a 1-3. Let me see a 1-3-1-1 half court trap. That's what I want to see.
Hey, something different. If hey, we need to just make it muggy and ugly on that end. We can't just show up and say our talent's going to figure it out. Not on the defensive side. So we're going to see what the Sparks can do. But their next 5, they got Dallas, Phoenix, Indiana, Washington, and Seattle. So those, if they can go 4-1 in that stretch, they're going to have a good opportunity to make the playoffs. But it's going to be interesting.
Man, I'm not about scoreboard watching or standings watching. It's 4 words that I live by. Take care of business. You take care of business, it's not gonna matter. Because I want to say because Indiana won the commissioners. It's not the what is it called? The cup that they
Commissioner's
won.
Cup.
Is it Commissioners
Commissioner's
Cup?
Cup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since they won the Commissioners Cup, I believe they have an automatic bid to the playoffs. So
Yeah.
you really have to get to
Which I
7.
hate. I hate that rule.
I
That's the most
absolutely love it.
terrible
I
rule in
absolutely love
sports.
it. I
Oh
absolutely
my
love it.
god.
So essentially, you really have to get to 7 because that A seed is already taken.
No, facts. I agree. Yeah, I agree.
So
So
as long as the Sparks handle their business, my mama always tells me to handle my candle. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it burn you. So as long as they do that, they handle their candle, don't let it burn them. Sparks will be in there.
oh, mom's had the ism, huh? She got a
Yeah,
little bars she drop
mom's,
on you.
mom's, mom's. You know, she got a little
Yeah.
ism in her.
Hey, so let's tackle this with the W. They have the CBA that's going to be expiring, a bunch of free agents. But they're like, hey, I can't believe they turned away that deal of, and some people expected it, but the W offered to say, hey, you guys will go from a 250 max to a 1 million max. They're like, nah, we thinking about this revenue here. What's your thoughts on what's happening with that? We're gonna have more discussion, so we don't got to get too deep into it. But I just want to hear what you think about what's going on with what we're hearing so far.
It's a. They need better PR, man. The actual players union needs better PR because I don't
Okay.
think the general consensus of the public understands what they're lobbying for. People hear, oh, well, contracts will be at a minimum 250,000 and at a max at a
1 million.
million.
Yeah.
And when you compare, Caitlin Clark, I think her contract was 70,000. You know what I'm saying? She's getting 70 bands a year. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's legit money. If you're getting 250 a year, you're in a different tax bracket, you know what I'm saying, than the
Mm-hmm.
general public. You're not getting paid, you're getting paid like a coder. You know what I'm saying? You're not
Mm-hmm.
getting paid like a high school teacher or a PE teacher. And so on face value, it's like, yeah, it's a no-brainer. Take that money. But when you start to I wish we had that little Pee Wee Herman little sound, a word of the day. The nuance, you know what I'm saying? Like when you begin to parse things and look at the nuance, they're not necessarily saying, hey, we want to all get $1 million contracts. They want an equal share that the NBA is getting, which I want to say is 40%. They want something
Mm-hmm.
comparable to that because right now I believe they're at 11%. Is being proposed, to move it up to 20%. They're like, no, we want 40%. You know what I'm saying? That's equal. That's
Yep.
equal pay. You know what I'm saying? But conversely, when you look at the women's national team in soccer,
Yeah.
they're the best in the world. And they're
Mm-hmm.
not even getting that type of, you know what I'm saying, split when it comes to TV revenue. So I can see both arguments from the league as well as the players, but
Yep.
I'm very intrigued to see how this all unfolds.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting, something that we have to follow, especially with these big names in the W and more big names to come, like a Juju Watkins. But I think they have the right approach. I think they're attacking it the right way. I trust in the president of the NBAPA, which is Neka Gumake. So I believe they're going to make the right decision. But it's something that we're going to have to watch and follow. So let's take it away from, we talked a lot of LA sports. We got to take you around the rest of the sports world. We got to talk about this, Elan, because I couldn't believe when I saw it. I'm like, what the hell is he thinking? The slap heard around Greece. The Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, smacked the life out of the back of the head of his teammate. And I felt bad because I'm like, what can bro really do? He can't be like, hey, Giannis, I need that. Giannis would look like he's much bigger, stronger, and he'd probably be a go to work. But man, what an embarrassing moment for that player. And what an embarrassing moment I feel for Giannis to be that type of star, to do something like that to a fellow teammate. Come on now. That's all I got to say, man.
Man, in the words of the poet laureate Kendrick Lamar, bing bop boom 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 bop bam. That's all you gonna hear. It's gonna be all type of furniture moving. You know what I'm saying? Giannis's head is going into the Gatorade cooler. You not finna smack me like in practice. You dang sure ain't gonna smack me during the game and think I'm not gonna put my hands on you. Listen,
Yeah, something
I
has to
fought,
happen.
I have seen, and I have fought people much bigger than me with
Yeah,
more muscles than me, and these hands definitely work. And I'm telling you, it don't like that. Don't matter. I'm gonna touch your hands, and I'm gonna touch your chin even more. Smack me on the back of the head, but that's Giannis. You know what I'm saying? And Giannis must be instilling some level of fear to be able to do that to his teammates in Greece. This
yeah,
wouldn't happen. This wouldn't happen in America because it would be it would be a locker room situation a
yep.
la Gilbert Arenas.
hmm No, facts. Like it'll be we got beef. Like you doing that, my family watching. I can't let you do that to me. So out here in the States, the hands have to be thrown, win, lose, or draw. But in Greece, I don't know how they move, but it was just a moment where you just kind of like, come on, man. Like you don't want to see that. And I know right when the season start off, the Milwaukee Bucks player gonna say, "Hey, Giannis, I saw your little tape out there. Don't you dare try that with me, because we're gonna have some goons pulling up, and it's
You
gonna be a
talk,
problem."
man. As soon as training camp starts, as soon as we break for camp, hey Giannis, I'm pulling them to the side. Hey, bro, I know you the star of the team. You ever put
Yeah.
my hands on you, bro? I'm a Kev White you. I'm diving for your knees. You know what I'm
Hey, that
saying?
part. Don't you try nothing. Like it's gonna be a problem. And it was a tough thing to see because you feel bad for the guy, but hey, things happen, and it's sports, man. But it was a funny thing to see as well. So you know how it works. But keeping it hoop a little bit. Shout out to the legend Rick Pitino. Rick Pitino had a conversation with some, and they're like, "Hey, who's your favorite point guards in the league?" And he kind of was like, "Man, there's no point guards. The point guards are dead." And people threw out names like Jalen Brunson, and others, and he like, "Man, these guys are just scorers that have the ball in their hands." And I've been saying it all along. Like, I've been talking to you for years saying that I don't view Steph Curry as a point guard. He's a shooting guard. I see Brunson. He's a guy that do a little more point guard things, but I feel a lot of these guys today are shooting guards with more ball handling responsibility. They're not initiating offenses. There's not really like systems and plays being ran. It just come up, pick and roll. If you don't got it, swing it, move it out the ball, come back and get it, and go see if you can score. Then, oh, snaps, they helped off. You found somebody out for a three. And I don't think that's true point guard play. So what's your thoughts on the legend Rick Pitino saying that, hey, the point guard position is dead in the NBA?
I think there are people who would excel as point guards, but the caveat is they'd have to have a system to run. I don't think it's dead because Tyrese Halliburton is in the league, and Tyrese
Facts.
Halliburton is a true point guard. He's
I
he's
agree there.
probably the only one in the league. Stephen Castle a little bit down in San Antonio, but as long as Tyrese Halliburton is in the league, that gives
Mm-hmm.
me hope that there is a place for point guards, people who want to set the table to get everybody else involved and pick their spots, on offense when needed. Uh, Outside of that, there really isn't a point guard that I can really think of other than, like I said, Tyrese Halliburton and Stephen Castle.
And then you, of course, you got the past point guard CP3, who's here in Los Angeles with the Clippers, but he's towards the end of his career. But yeah, other than Tyrese, like you said, like I really don't know anyone else, and that's why I think it's hard when you're comparing the guys of today to the past. Like it's like even Shea, I feel that Shea is he plays shooting guard for a
Yeah,
lot of his career. Josh Giddey the past few years when he was at OKC was the point
Josh
guard
Diddy.
that allowed SGA to be off the ball. Jalen Williams handled some of those responsibilities to help Shea. So I think it's so hard to
It's
compare when
the
you
league is more dominated by combo guards now. Like you got
Yeah,
to be a
that's
combo
what they
guard.
are.
Everybody's the combo guard.
Yeah,
They're outside of Tyrese, and like I said, Stephen Castle. I really don't see too many players who are capable of having a significant impact the
yeah,
way Dre. I would say Draymond. Like as crazy as it is,
yeah. He's a
Draymond's
point
really
forward.
like the point forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But outside of that, there aren't too many players that I can say, hey, all I need you to do is facilitate and find ways to contribute. That's what I need from you. I need you to get everybody else going. There aren't too
yes,
many players that have the ability, the wherewithal, the skill, the vision, the understanding, the IQ in real time to that I've seen make it work.
yeah. Because they're so focused on I need to make it happen for myself. Then if you stop me, I can find you. Like that's how Luca plays. That's how James Harden. He's somebody that's a tweener as well. As he's gotten older, he leaned a little more into his true point guard play. But he's somebody at his peak was a tweener. But I just think it makes it tough, And when we talk basketball, we like to do these all-time conversations, and people like to say, "Hey, Steph, is he the best point guard of all time?" I don't think you can have that debate because he doesn't play the game like Magic, like the intentions of Magic
And
Johnson,
then you got to
Z.
look at Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas, he was the primary scorer on that bad boy Pistons team, and he also facilitated. But
Yeah,
I mean,
but,
if you
but
gonna
you
if you
had
gonna
like
take that
Joe
away from Steph,
Dumars,
yeah,
Adrian Dantley, and guys like that, Mark Aguirre, who they can lean on to get some buckets. But that was a guy averaging 10 assists a game. Like when last year, I think we only had about like 8 players average more than 8 assists, which is
right.
crazy, and most of them were non-point guards.
Mark
So
Price's record, Mark Price's single game record is never getting
no,
broken.
you talking about Scott Skiles?
Scott Skiles. I said
Yeah,
Mark Price.
33
Scott Skiles.
assists.
Yeah,
Yeah,
33 assists. That's never getting broken.
never getting broken because the position has changed. So you guys out there, stop putting Steph Curry at the top of your point guard list. He doesn't play a true point guard position. If you're gonna put him anywhere, start putting him in that shooting guard list with the Kobe Jordans, D Wades, and Hardens. But point guards, nobody playing no true point guard today. And Coach Pitino agrees
Outside
with
of
me.
Tyrese.
We got to talk football because the college AP All-American team, 100 years of college football AP. The list is out, Elam. You probably got to pull it up. I don't know if you have it, but would there be any changes of this list, or do you like it as is? And should the AP change anything when it comes to the list? Because I'm not sure if they have a role for like the nickel cornerback, but I think that's a new spot that should be added in, kind of like the NFL has done with their AP first team and things like that. But what's your thought on the AP All American football list?
First and foremost, man, I gotta say shout out to journalism at the Associated Press for 100 years. The AP
Yeah.
has been around, but it's also some dark history to the AP. I'll say that for another
Mhm.
day. But I'll read I'll read the first team to you. Wide receivers Randy Moss, Larry Fitz, tackles Orlando Pace, Bill Fralick, guards John Hanna, Jim Parker, center Chuck Bednarik, tight end Brock Bowers, quarterback Tim Tebow. Running
Mm.
backs Barry Sanders, Herschel Walker, kicker Sebastian Janikowski, all purpose Johnny Rogers, defensive end, you got Hugh Green, Randy White, D tackles, and Domagong Sue, Bronco Nagurski, linebackers, best name in football, Dick Butkus, Derek Thomas, Chris Philman, cornerbacks. This secondary, you're not throwing anything at the secondary. Charles Woodson,
Yeah.
Deion Sanders, Ronnie Lott, and Ed Reed. And then as a punter, you have Torrey Taylor. There are two names that I'm switching out. I'm taking quarterback out of there.
Okay. I was about to say the same.
Who you putting at quarterback?
I'm putting Vince Young. I think that what he did at UT, somebody in college that can run the ball and pass the ball and did it for multiple years and went and knocked off USC at probably the greatest college football game I've ever seen. I believe that Vince Young should be the guy. And he, like Tim Tebow, barely edged him, but I'm going Vince Young. He was that guy.
See,
What are
I
you
thought
shaking
you
your
knew
head
ball.
for?
I thought you knew ball, man. It's
Where you
it's a
going?
no-brainer. The best quarterback to play in college is Tommy Frazier. Tommy
Thank you. I was
Frazier.
about to jump in. Thank you. It's always been Tommy
Tommy
Oh,
Frazier.
Frazier. It's unquestionable. Go back, check the stats. He got all the accolades that Tim Tebow had, and he can actually throw the ball. And he did it out the triple option. The triple option. Get out of here, man. Tommy
hey,
Frazier should have been number. It's Tommy Frazier. It's Tommy
you
Frazier.
know, who is Tommy Frazier? That's what I'm asking myself. I know Vince Young, and I know that he showed up in the biggest game that college football have seen in many years, where they were doubted. Everybody picked USC, led by Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush in that squad, and he went in there and took a championship from the Trojans and had that UT team booming. That's
Because
why when you
you
think
know
of
what you don't know Tommy Frazier? Because he never played in the NFL. You know why he didn't play in the NFL? Blood clot issue. He ended his career at Nebraska. He went all 4 bowl games. That
I
guy
know who he
hauled
is. I
ass,
know who he
dude.
is. I
I
know who he
know,
is.
but you're talking like you don't. I mean, like Vince Young was great. He
But
was top 5. He was
the
not
Yeah,
as good as Tommy
Vince
Frazier.
Young had one great year. Tommy Frazier, I want to say he went like 2 years undefeated.
but he played
He
Undefeated.
with
won
a
all 4 bowl
super
games. Big
team.
bowl games too.
They had a squad around him. Vince Young, they had some players, but they were
No, they had
Who was
the
on the
squad.
squad? Who was on the
They were
squad?
projected to win that
it
year.
was a well-coached team. Is that the team
Get
that
out of
beat
here.
Miami?
It's that team, I want to say, still to this day has scored like their points per game average is still the number one.
Hey, do
That
you know
Nebraska
why
team
we
was
know?
ridiculous.
Do you know why we know who Mac Brown is? That's because of Vince Young and what he was able to do to help
Bro,
him
you
win a
you you
national
talking about
championship.
the advent of social media and 24-hour news cycles. ESPN helped that out. I remember watching Tommy Frazier play. I thought Tommy Frazier, I thought it was the NFL as much as he was scoring. Tommy Frazier was that dude.
No,
But
he was.
that's neither here nor there. I'm also
Eric
switching
Crouch was
out.
that dude that looked like in
He
college,
wasn't
but
better than Tommy Frazier.
no, he wasn't. But that was the Nebraska
So don't
system.
so name a quarterback that was better than Tommy Frazier.
I
You
said
can't.
Vince
Thank you.
Young.
No, he
I'm taking
wasn't.
Vince.
No,
Vince Young
Tom,
is the prototypical guy to have in
no.
college. Can throw,
Go
can
back,
run.
go back and watch Tom. Man, put some respect on Tommy Frazier's name. I'm taking out one of the tackles, Bill Fralick. He played at Pittsburgh from 82 to 84. I'm
Okay.
replacing him with a UCLA Bruin. He's in the professional football Hall of Fame, the
Who's
NFL
that?
Hall of Fame, Jonathan Ogden.
Oh
It's
yeah, I like that.
Orlando Pace and Jonathan Ogden are the two best tackles that I think have ever played in college.
I like
So
that.
I don't know how Jonathan Ogden isn't. Um, the all-purpose. You got Johnny Rodgers from Nebraska in 1972. How is Reggie Bush not on this list?
I know.
You
That's
got
No,
crazy.
no,
you
no,
got
no, no, no.
you
All right,
got to
look.
get you got
No.
Johnny
Ben, get out of here, Ben.
Johnny
We
Rodgers.
want to
No.
talk about
Johnny
White
I
Reggie
Rodgers.
went
Bush.
to USC. You got to remember, Reggie Bush was on some of the. He was great. He was electric, right? I'm not saying he's not great. He's not even a top 16 running back. He had one of the
No,
most
What?
I said
loaded
In
all
college?
offensive
purpose.
lines.
I said all purpose.
Yeah,
I
he said
said
all
all
purpose.
purpose.
Still, it
I'll
doesn't
make the
matter.
distinction. Punt return, kick return, wide
CMC was
receiver,
better than Reggie Bush was. He had
Hey,
half the
I'm
line he ever
thinking,
had.
ask yourself
Half
man,
off
the
my
call,
line.
screen. Ask
call
yourself
me
off my
recent,
screen.
call it recency bias. I'm taking Reggie Bush on that team somehow, some way. That man was electric and was Superman at USC.
Dude, he
I'm
played
putting
on
him
one
on
of
the
the
team.
greatest squads of all time for several years in a row. Of course, he looked good. He was good,
And who
but
who is
he only
Johnny
played
Rodgers,
it.
Ben? Who was Johnny Rogers, Ben?
Not Johnny Rockets, but Johnny Rogers.
No, I'm
Not
talking about
Jolly Rogers, not Pirates of the
CMC, man.
Caribbean. Who is
CMC is a
Johnny
better
Rogers?
all-purpose player than Reggie Bush was.
Get out of here,
Wow.
man.
You
Get
can't
out of
argue.
here.
He's a better pass catcher. He's a better punt returner.
He's a better pass catcher, but he's not a better punt returner.
I'm taking Reginald Bush. I'm taking Reggie Bush. You have to have him on the team. I love Barry Sanders, Herschel Walker, keep them there. But you give me another spot where I can just put an athlete. I'm choosing Reggie Bush.
On purpose.
Still hold
On
the
purpose.
all-purpose yards for almost 4,000 yards in the season. You can't tell me he's not as on.
But
on
think
phone-
about this.
on
Reggie
phone
Bush.
standard.
Reggie Bush was sharing the backfield with Lindell White and still won the Heisman. That's how great he was. So
with one of the best offensive lines of all time around him. Like, God forbid, that team is loaded. CMC was playing with absolute bums for half his squad on that Stanford team. They were good.
No,
They
he
weren't
wasn't playing with
half as
bums.
good as
He's
USC.
playing with future senators and Fortune 500 CEOs, man. He
They
wasn't playing with bums.
They weren't NFL caliber
Hey,
players, dude.
if
USC had
there
9
was-
guys 2 years in a row drafted in the first and second round of the NFL draft. Those guys
He
are
did
bad.
have Matt and Ryan
Reggie Bush.
Khalil. He did
I
have
hate-
Matt and Ryan Khalil.
I hate to say this, as you know, as the Chiefs guy, the Chiefs fan, Chief Kingdom all day. But if there's one guy I would actually pick over Reggie Bush, even though I got Reggie Bush, it'd be Tim Brown at all purpose. Like Tim Brown in college.
No, Tim Brown second team. Tim Brown second team.
No, yeah, that man
Second
was
team wide receiver.
No, yeah, I know, but like I said, if like I would put Reggie Bush first team and Tim Brown second team, but if they were to switch that, I would be cool. But Johnny
Got one for
Rogers,
you. I got one for you. If you want a killer first team offense, you know who you put?
who was that?
The Juice. OJ Simpson.
Ooh, oh no, they not ready for that. That man was a killer on and off the field. They're not ready
Listen to me.
for OJ Simpson. But
And I'm
I
taking
wanna
Chris
shout out
Spillman.
one running back that was snubbed from both first and second round team. Let's talk about Ricky Williams from Texas.
oh yeah,
Ricky
shout out
Williams,
Ricky Williams.
Yeah.
2,000 yards on a team with 4 and 7 is low key absurd. And then he went 2,000 yards plus the next year. Has
Yeah.
6,000 all-purpose yards. He's not anywhere on either list. That guy should be at least second all team.
But
I'm
man, it's
taking
so
I'm
many
taking
great
Chris
running backs,
Spillman.
though.
I'm taking Chris Spillman off the linebackers because I feel like Patrick Willis at Ole Miss was something special to watch. So I got to put Pat Will. Pat Will, I think, is the best linebacker that I've seen play.
In college, you know who was crazy? Derrick Johnson was crazy in college.
Derrick Johnson
Like,
was crazy. He's
at
on
UT?
he's first team.
Oh yeah,
Derrick Thomas. No, Derrick Thomas.
not
sorry.
Derrick Thomas in Alabama. I'm talking
Yeah.
about Derrick Johnson for the University of Texas. He ended up going top 15 to the Chiefs, where a lot of people thought he would go even higher. That man in college was a cheat code. But Elam, where'd you go? He ran
I'm
away.
here.
Oh, okay. But I thought somebody cut the lights out and they're beating you up. Is what happened to the camera?
Oh no, man, it's glitching over here, bro. I
Did
don't know
Ben
what the
do
heck is going
something?
on.
Did Ben cut you
I
off?
didn't
Condemnation.
judge him. As terrible as
you
some of those
did.
takes
Yeah,
were, I
you
didn't cut him off.
I'm still here though.
Oh,
I'm
see?
still here.
They said the takes were that bad. That's crazy. Somebody done hacked you. But
I
man,
still
I
have
think
this Vince Young take, man. I'm still stuck on this. That's such a horrendous pick.
Vince Young should have been the quarterback. What are we talking about? There's no.
It's not
if
even
you're
close.
gonna pick single best year of all time for it, because that's all he has, one good year. You're gonna be super real about it. Cam Newton had a better year. You want to talk one shot than Vince Young did.
But they have to agree with me a little bit. He was number 2, so Vince Young should
He's
have
better
been number
overall
1.
quarterback, but like he really has one real credential to be there. I argue. And I don't argue that Cam Newton had a
He
better
started
overall
the
year.
trend. He walked so that Cameron Newton can run. Remember, I said that, Ben. He walked so Cameron Newton can run. Big guy, throwing the ball, running the football. Was a top 3 pick in the draft.
They're both busting the NFL, yeah.
Vince Young deserved, because they didn't know how to use him. If he played today, they would use him much better.
Oh,
But
we've lost Elam.
oh man, somebody.
Oh
hey,
no,
they might have kidnapped Elam. Somebody heard the
There's
tape,
just too much ball knowledge. You got scared.
and they were like, "What? You said Patrick Willis over who?" They
Oh my
didn't. They didn't
god.
believe in it, man. But I like the fact that I think like AP should do more lists like this. Like they should do like every 10 years a decade list. I think that's really dope.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a good list too. I agree with most of these. I did like the Brock Bowers shout out. A little recent, but he was a stud in college.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's probably the best catching wide or tight end ever had. He's borderline wide receiver. You could argue.
No, yeah.
Um,
He looked like Kelsey in college, but doing some great things. Like, oh, that dude was incredible.
yeah, no,
But
I'm glad to see a newer guy on here. We have a lot of these older guys that played plumbers. You could argue, way
yeah,
back in the day,
we didn't
and
see,
like yeah, they
like
were beasts, but they didn't play any real comp compared to what it
if
is now. So
TV was black and white, I don't want to see their name on any of these lists. They didn't have Gatorade. They didn't have any of this stuff that can make you a great athlete. But I love the love for Charles Woodson, Prime,
absolutely.
Ronnie Lott, Ed Reed. I would
You
have
know what I
loved to
thought was
see.
funny too is that Iowa had. Oh, sorry, you're all glitched out on my end, but real
Oh
quick,
wow,
Troy
yeah,
Taylor, Iowa, the punter, and then Reggie Robbie, punter, Iowa. They have both the punter
yeah.
and the
Hey,
kicker. That's such a random team to have both.
they're punter U. You know what I'm saying? We talk about DBU, RBU. They're punter U, I guess. If you want to be a great punter, go to the University of Iowa. But I thought we'd see Sean Taylor on here. Like Sean Taylor was a monster at
I mean, there's a lot of
Miami.
guys that had those great years, though, but it's got to think
Yeah,
the whole team. That's what I was saying about Reggie Bush. Like, he was a beast. No one's debating that. Just when you look around the whole team, you got to wonder like how much of it was him, which was a lot, and how much of it was his
yeah,
offensive line is chopping up for him.
yeah. But that you have a guy like Ed Reed, and that defense was stacked. Even though, of course, it's Ed Reed, the greatest safety of all time to me. But I like Sean Taylor, man. Sean Taylor was 6'4", doing Ed Reed type things in college at a time where Miami looked like a cheat code. But I like it. I like the list. Like other than the like, I see the tackle from 1929, D tackle. Who the hell is that? You know what I'm saying? Respect to Bronco, but it's 1929. Football was played much different. But it's a dope list. I love it. I love
You're
it
not
though.
going to rock with John Smith from 1927?
19, yeah, no way in hell am I adding anybody from 1920 anything to any of my lists. So that's just me.
There he is.
Welcome back. Welcome
Hey
back. Good.
man,
Hey, so
you
Elam
can't
wasn't
keep me
kidnapped.
down, bro. You can't keep me
I thought
down.
you
I
were
bounce back in
kidnapped.
the round ball.
I thought you were kidnapped by one of these 1920 players' family that saw the disrespect and they
You know
spawned
what it
at your
was?
crib.
It was Johnny Rogers, bro. It was Johnny Rogers' family. They tried to come get me, bro.
Okay. Hey, so I wanna continue something we did a couple weeks ago. It's called Keep 'em or Ditch 'em. Last time we did the quarterbacks. I want to do the running backs with you, Elam. So we're going to keep 4 of the list, right? And the other ones we have to let them go. So we're going to start with a haymaker. Keep them or ditch them, running back style. Number 1, Barry
Keep
Sanders.
him,
Are we keeping
keep him,
Barry Sanders?
keep him.
Okay, keeping Barry
That's the
Sanders.
best running back to ever play the game. Keep him.
So that's one. Um, Number 2, LaDainian Tomlinson.
Keep him.
Keep.
I'm keeping LT. I'm keeping LT.
We might have to get back to that and switch that one up, but we'll talk about it. Emmett Smith,
Ditch him.
ditch
I'm
him.
ditching. I'm ditching Emmitt Smith, and this is the reason why. Emmitt
Okay.
Smith is the most overrated running back in NFL history. The most overrated.
Wow.
The dude had like 3 Hall of Famers blocking for him. He had Moose Johnson leading the way. That you could drive. You know what I'm saying? Pickup trucks through some of the holes that he had. Man, ditch him.
So we
I
ditching
already knew
Emmett.
this. I already knew
How,
this.
I think
I knew you would say Emmitt Smith, and I'm going in knowing that I'm gonna get crucified for saying this. I'm
no,
ditching Emmitt
I'm with
Smith.
you. I'm with you. I think playing with Michael Irvin, who was the best offensive player I feel on that team. You had Aikman, but that O line, Larry Allen leading the way. Oh my
Nate
God.
Newton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nate Newton, like they were crazy. So I like that one. How about we go a player from today? Derrick Henry. Are we keeping or ditching Derrick Henry?
Mm, he's a real throwback running back. He really can't do too much outside of running. He's got hands like feet.
Okay.
Um, Great at the goal line. But unfortunately, I think I might have to ditch him.
Okay, I agree with you. Maybe we like the same type of backs. I like my running backs to be able to catch the
Multiple,
ball a
multiple.
little
I
more.
need multiple.
You know what I'm saying? So I think I like that, but we might have to get back to that. We'll see who we end up with. So next, my favorite running back of all time. The reason why when I created a player on any football
Marcus Allen.
game, nah, number 28, Marshall Falk. Marshall. I used to be up late with Pops watching them at San Diego State. That dude
See,
did
I feel like
everything.
having LT kind of cancels out a
That's why
need for a
I put
Marshall
Marshall
Faulk.
above LT. I put
Are
Marshall
you
above LT.
kidding me?
Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
I got Marshall above LT. I think that that guy was just that special. You can line him up at receiver and go and do work.
And you
LT,
couldn't do that with LT?
you can do it, but he wasn't as crisp with his routes
Oh
as
my
Marshall.
goodness, bro.
And what Marshall was able to do
We talking
to me,
about he set the single season record for freaking touchdowns. What
yeah,
are
because
you talking about here?
that's all they could do with that San Diego team. It wasn't like he had Isaac Bruce,
You
Torrey
knew
Holt,
who
and
was
guys
getting the
around
ball.
him.
You couldn't stop him. You knew who was getting the ball and you couldn't stop him.
Yeah, I could have
Get
picked
out of
Priest
here,
Holmes
man.
there. He
Get
had to
out of
get it from
here.
Priest, but
Marshall
no
Falk benefited
Marshall.
from the greatest show on turf, man.
Nah, because he dominated with Indiana with the Colts when Peyton Manning was a scrub, young scrub. So man, I don't know. So will we ditching him? Because for me, I'm keeping Marshall.
Yeah,
But that's just
I'm
me.
gonna I'm gonna have to cancel him out. I'm gonna have to
Okay.
ditch him.
What a mistake Elam has just made
You know
here
that you know
on
the list
the
though. You
Misfits.
know the list.
Let's see. Now, we can always change it at the end if we need to.
Okay.
Adrian Peterson.
Keep him.
Keep him.
Keep him.
Yeah, I like
Keep
that.
him.
Yeah.
Keep him.
AP is all day
See,
was
you
only
now see
thing.
had I taken Derrick Henry, I wouldn't have been able to take AP. And I think AP is a far much more dynamic runner than Derrick Henry.
Only issue with AP, who I loved since Oklahoma, was that he will fumble that football, and it lost his team some games.
Yeah.
But that would be my only thing. But no, AP all day. Oh man, that dude was crazy. So we got one more spot, two more names. So
No,
we're gonna
I
go.
got three. I got three.
What you mean?
I've only picked three.
No, I know, but you only get to keep four.
I thought
So
okay. All right.
yeah,
I thought we had
so
five.
no, we get to keep four. How do we do it? Let me
Okay.
see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no, four. So we keep four and we ditch the other four. The next name, Super Bowl champion last year. Hate to say it, knocked off my Chiefs, Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley.
That's tough. Saquon is a
Cause see,
beast.
I don't know who the last one is gonna be, but Saquon is kind of like last year. He had one of the most dominant offensive lines,
Yeah,
but
but
just
this
the stuff that he's able to do with the ball,
jumping over
I
you
gotta
backwards.
keep. Yeah, I gotta keep him, man. I gotta keep Saquon, bro.
Ooh, so
I
that
gotta keep him.
leaves. That means you're leaving out the guy, Sweetness himself, Walter Payton. Uh,
Oh,
so
oh,
I will allow
wow.
you to do one trade. What's the trade, the switch that you will make, or will you keep it as is?
Okay, let's see. I said Barry, LT, Saquon,
And AP.
AP gotta go,
Mm.
bro.
AP?
AP gotta go. Cause
Okay.
if I'm gonna go with a power back, I'm going Sweetness, bro.
Okay.
I gotta go. I got to.
So Saquon over AP?
Only because Saquon is a better receiver.
Okay. I like that. And I didn't throw Jim Brown in because he the cheat code. You know, you automatically got to put the legend Jim Brown. Like
I
he.
gotta I gotta have an honorable mention, man. And this is I
Okay.
know gonna burn up the airways. Frank
Don't
Gore,
you?
man. Frank Gore. Frank
Uh,
Gore was getting 1,000 yards with nobody blocking in the NFL with no
yeah.
ACLs.
Yeah, he's a
What?
longevity guy to me. He's a longevity guy, but
What?
um, I like Frank Gore though. But Jim Brown will be in the next name, but I felt that was too much, too easy of a lob because it's Jim Brown. Out of respect, rest in peace to the great Jim Brown. One of my favorite acting roles when he appeared on He Got Game with Denzel and Ray Allen. But speaking of that,
Speaking
of course, we are more than just sports here with the Misfits. And we thank everybody that's still up late with us tapping in. Appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And whoever gonna watch it,
Konnichiwa over in Japan, man.
whoever's gonna watch it at a later time. But Denzel got a new film coming out. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you heard about it, right, Elam? You heard about the new
I
film?
I have. He's playing a music mogul.
Okay.
He's the original Diddy
Okay.
with no Diddy
So
though.
yeah, with no Diddy. So it's highest to lowest, which is the film. Him and Spike Lee teaming back up for a new film, a new look. So it's gonna be interesting to see what this film looked like. But it got me wondering, Elam, what are your top 5 Denzel Washington movies? Let's talk about it. And people that's still up, you can chime in. Go and comment. YouTube, the Misfits Live, THAMISFITS. Tap in. Let us know what are your top 5 Denzel Washington led movies of all time. We're gonna start with you because I got my list. I had a little back and forth online with some folks, but it was fun. It was peaceful on X. But a lot of people walked away saying, "Hey, bro, if I had any list, your list is the one I will have."
So I think the top two, I won't be surprised if ours are the same.
Okay.
Well, for me, number
Okay.
one has to be Glory, bro. his his
Mm.
his his reprisal or not reprisal, but his role in Glory that catapulted him onto the scene. And you know what I'm saying? He take off his shirt. He got all these whip marks because he was a former slave. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He get whipped. Boom, boom. He just eating those, eating those, eating those.
Mm.
And then he sheds that single tear. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
that role, I think made Denzel 1A, 1B, gotta be X, bro.
Of
It's
course.
gotta be
Yeah.
X. It's gotta be X. Him
You
playing
hey,
Malcolm X.
what's crazy? Yeah, I have Malcolm X as number one. Like that man played that role. He did his thing. He did his part. But let's get through your list. So you got Glory, Malcolm X, your top two. What are those final 3?
I'm gonna go Devil in the Blue Dress. I don't know if you ever saw that joint, but that
Mm.
is a great movie. Great movie. Spike Lee, you know what I'm saying? That was their first film that they did together.
Okay.
Um, Absolutely phenomenal. Number 4, man, and I didn't know much about this community at the time. It definitely had me asking questions to my mom. Uh Philadelphia, bro.
Oh wow.
Philadelphia is
Okay.
such a great film. If you haven't seen it, please go stream it. Philadelphia is a great film. I know it's easy to pick Remember the Titans. It's easy to pick Training Day. It's easy to pick American Gangster. But for me, I've only cried one time during a movie, bro. And that was
Mm.
at John Q.
Okay.
John Q.
Yeah. I
So
like
those are
it.
my 5.
So
Those are my
Nate, list
5.
off your 5 again.
So I got Glory, X, Devil in the Blue Dress, Philadelphia, and John Q.
All right, so that's Eric's five. Mine is totally opposite from that. But it's the movies to me that really stood out to where he's doing his thing. Number one, I was like X, like him playing that role, Malcolm X. He did his thing. It was amazing job. It was like kudos. Malcolm X would be so proud to saw how he played that role. Number two, Training Day, man. Like it is a cult classic. The way that to see him play all these other roles like X, like John Q, like in Glory, and to go and be that scumbag that he was in Training Day, it stood out, and it's just an amazing movie. Number three for me is it gets slept on because it's a sports movie, but we're sports guys, we're sports reporters, we're journalists. He got game, man. Like that movie right
He got
there.
game. Okay.
Whenever I watch that movie, it made me want to go hit the courts and go hoop. He was so
I
great in
already
that.
know your favorite scene, though. I already know your favorite scene.
Oh, you already know. Don't play
Yeah.
with me. Of course, I love the assistant
Yeah.
coaches, but hey, but the way that he was so great at acting in that movie, it made Ray Allen look like a great actor. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that's how great he was. And then he had the 13s on. Didn't he have the 13s on his feet that he rocked? Jim Brown in it. Like that movie is just classic. So he got game as number three for me. Number four, American Gangster. How he was able to tell that story. Frank Lucas. Another one of those like cult hood classics that everybody has seen from him. And then number five, it has to be John Q, man. Like that movie was amazing. Denzel took it to another level. So I really went with the ones that, that were like, I guess the big time hitters. And a lot of people were like, a perfect list, best list on this thread. People were showing me love on X, and you kind of went with the sentimental classics that, people will watch for real.
It's crazy because I think our list, although we have, X and John Q, I didn't think you would put John Q on yours to be a bean.
Oh,
So to
yeah. Oh,
me, it
no.
shows that how we're similar in a lot of regards, but then how we're different. You know what I'm saying? You went with Training Day, American Gangster. What
Mhm.
was the other one?
He got game.
He got game. I thought
Yeah.
about putting that one on there. I thought about putting Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
I thought
Remember the
about
Titans
Aquila
is
and the
number.
Bee. What
Yeah.
wasn't he in Aquila and
No,
the Bee?
no, that was from the Matrix. What's our guy name?
Oh,
Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne. Okay, I
Yeah.
was just like, man, why did I think about Aquila and the
But
Bee?
no, he was in what's that one
The
movie?
Great Debaters. That's the Great
Great Debaters.
Debaters.
There we go. Yeah,
That's
Great
that's what I was
Debaters.
thinking of. The Great Debaters. But seeing him in, like I said, Glory, that was such a poignant film. I think I was probably like 9 or 10 when my mom let me watch that, and it had like such an indelible impact on my life because then it
Mm,
was like, dog, like who was the 54th Regiment in Massachusetts? You know what I'm saying? So
mm.
I'm learning about how slaves escaped. You know what I'm saying, to go fight for the North,
Yeah.
and it really just sparked something in me, a sense of pride and duty and honor. Uh, and then, like
Yeah.
I said,
You did it
Philadelphia,
too.
man. Like
Yeah.
I think I went more of the film route, and you went more of the movie route. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
no wrong answers.
Of
There are
course.
no wrong answers.
This
But I
is
just have
why. Hey, this is why I believe Denzel Washington is the greatest actor
greatest actor
of
of
all
all time,
time. Like
all
that man
time.
has been
Yeah,
in a bag
yeah.
that's so crazy. I know you got like Sidney Poitier and others, but I like Denzel Washington, and he has classics. So hey, remember, let us know. You can hit us up later in the week and be like, hey, these are my five favorite. But we gave you our list, the Misfits list of our five favorite films, and that man got classics out there.
But hold on. I
Yeah,
kind of got a caveat to that, man. You know what I'm
okay,
saying? Because I know ESPN has merged with the NFL.
yes.
Uh Colin Kaepernick not involved at all. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, them
how
not airing
you
that
know
docu-series.
docu-series, yeah, that's crazy to me. Like Spike, it's Spike. Mr. Do the Right Thing, Mr.
Mhm.
Malcolm X. How do you not, when the levees broke, like, how do you not include your docuseries with Colin Kaepernick on ESPN? Like, that's crazy. That's a huge blow, I think, to his legacy for
Who did
me.
who did they just merge with? The NFL.
NFL.
They are, when it comes to their networks, they trying to bury that, man. They like, we don't want to keep hearing this Kaepernick stuff.
But
That's
the more you try to bury it, the more it's going to live on. It's
no, I
going to live
agree.
on.
I
It's
agree.
like the Black Panther Party. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
History is tried to quash and remove them and their legacy. But the
Hmm.
more you do that, the more you try to, uh, like snuff them out, the more it gives it life. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing is, include Colin Kaepernick. He's a huge part of
Of
why they freaking paint the end zone that says
yeah,
end
in
racism.
racism. Yeah,
You know what I'm
facts.
saying? Like,
Hmm.
how do you have, like, lobby for everybody to end racism, but then you want to totally remove the person who brought it on the national stage? Like, you
But
gotta
but
include Colin Kaepernick,
what they're
man.
saying is there's some differences because Kaepernick wanted to focus more on his playing career, where Spike Lee wanted to focus on the social justice and cultural issues. And I guess maybe Cap is kind of like, I don't want people to just remember me as this. I want them to remember I was a great football player too. So those slight differences had ESPN just say, you know what, we just gonna scrap it.
But I
And
guarantee you, this docu series is going to really hit home on a lot of the social ills that were prevalent and still persist to
no,
present day.
fact.
So
I think
you got to
hopefully
include
somebody
it.
like
The
yeah, hopefully
NFL, the
somebody like
NFL,
Netflix grab it.
yeah. As much as the NFL does that, I think is good. I'm like, dog, y'all constantly dropping the ball on critical issues. And like this, I thought it was the opportunity that they could have really catapulted themselves in the social justice space. You know what I'm
Fact.
saying? But
Yeah,
when you dealing with when you have an owner who has a picture on the internet when a school is getting integrated and he's there, and you
yeah,
see, people deriding, these black people as they walk into the school, and you have an owner in that picture.
yeah.
Like,
It
it's not a good look, man. It's
it
not a
would
good
have been
look.
a story well told. I wish that Spike and Kaepernick could have came to like, hey, let's do this. It's gonna hit really hard. Of course, we got to talk your football career, but we really have to hit on these issues because they continue to occur in this year 2025. So hopefully, like I said, ESPN. I don't like the fact that they didn't pick it up, but hopefully someone like Netflix can pick this docu series up, and we're able to see the story that Spike Lee is able to tell of Colin Kaepernick's career, man. But hey, we thank everybody
You
for
looking at
staying
the
locked
next
in.
Spike Lee right here. You looking at the next great documentarian right here. I guarantee you. Give me a little bit of time. Let me build this
Yeah,
network like I'm doing right now. I'm telling you right now, the NFL got some great dynamic stories that y'all don't know about that I'm gonna tell.
and
Mark my
I,
words.
I might make E help me work on mines. Mines is a little different. It ain't that deep, but it's about the BBLs. It's do they,
Do
do
they
they
stink?
stink? Yeah. So I got, we're gonna go around the world asking the questions. But that's for a later time. But yeah, hey, we thank you guys for tapping in with us. We will be back. Like I said, we're like the rappers today. You don't know when we're gonna drop. Just be ready because it's going to be an hour 30 minutes of heat. Make sure y'all tap in, show love to our personal pages, Elam Squared on my guy Eric N, Mykell, the PG on my end. Follow the Misfits. Like if you haven't right now, if you're tapping in, go to Instagram, go to the Misfits Live, follow, go and like, share the videos, do whatever to show love. X. We have an X account, the Misfits Live podcast. Go and show love, and then go to YouTube, subscribe show us some love because we got a lot of firework. You don't want to miss the skits. The skits got the socials blazing. People are hitting me up like, yo, y'all are crazy. When's the next one? So we see each other tomorrow. We're going to probably come up with another legendary one. So be ready for it. Elam, final words. Get us up out of here, man.
Hey, man, you know who it is, man. It's the Misfits, where we encourage you not to fit in, but find a way to stand out. For Mykell the PG, you can find them everywhere. MLB Bros, Culver City Observer, FI360, the Sporting Tribune. You can find me, FI360, the Sporting Tribune, Culver City Observer, TikTok, Instagram, X,
Yeah.
everywhere. You can catch me at your baby mama house, probably coming out the back door. But yeah, man, you know who it is. For Mykell the PG, I'm your guy, Elam. Until next week, we out of here. Peace.